That was fun. So there are places without electricity from the storm yesterday. So I wasn't sure what my Wi-Fi would be like here. But I was like, let's do it and see. So here we are. Yeah, I wasn't sure because they were saying, I forget how many they were saying we were without power. So I wondered if my Wi-Fi would be janky and just randomly drop me. Yeah, you know. Whoa, look at this. Got some debris down from yesterday. Got to wiggle through the debris. Yeah, some places did lose power yesterday and today. There are people without power still. So it would not be uncommon for me just to drop service. Good morning, good morning. It's windy, not rainy. Sun's trying to peek out. Just excited, you know. I always say with our morning walks, when all else fails, find a way or make one. So, first breakfast here. Clary's is good. That would be a good option for one. So if we have not met, my name is Corey. I'm a local here in Savannah, Georgia. Lived here 38 of my 44 years of life. Outside of going to college. If you've never followed me before, hit that follow button. We do go live 7 mornings a week from about 8:30 to 10:30. If it's raining, we find alternate means. Yesterday, we went to an abandoned mall and we found a movie set. So it was overall a successful morning. That live is loaded over on my YouTube channel, A Day in the Life of Corey. So if you haven't subscribed over there, definitely check it out. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, if you got questions, let me know. So much to see and do here in Savannah. Mornings after the rain are the best. Everything's so vibrant and green. Well, so a couple things. If you are going on a tour, you can't stream it. That's somebody else's professionalism. So you can't stream their tour, especially those that do ghost tours. Second off, as we go on a walk, I kind of do tours every morning. Third, I'm not going to waste my money on a ghost tour. Ghost tours are strictly entertainment purposes. Good morning. Yeah, I would not personally waste my money. They're entertainment. I'm more of a factual. I look for truth and not made up stories that are untrue. Because I know them all. I've heard them all. Living here my entire life, you hear them. And that offends people. But, you know, I always say, if it offends you that I say stuff like that, start your own live. People pay for entertainment. Oh, they got the fountains turned off this morning. Thanks. But people pay for entertainment. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think you need to leave paranormal alone. I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm saying a number of the stories they tell are not true. And you can do factual research newspaper articles and stuff like that are factual, that tell you that. Oh, I love this house. That house is so pretty. Yeah. TikTok is acting wonky. I mean, it's definitely jacked with my algorithms since going to Disney, which is a little disappointing. But tap that screen, share, all the things. I love this house. One day I will stay here. Yeah, it wasn't horrible. There's a lot of debris down this morning, though. I mean, we had some pretty intense rain. We had more than we did for Ian. Good morning. Yay, fun, Alyssa. That's awesome. It is a beautiful morning, though. Like, the sun is creeping out. They really could have had the parade. Yep, high tide, which they knew was going to happen. Closed also at like 1 o'clock this morning. They knew it was going to happen when they hit high tide yesterday. I did post a video of Tybee from yesterday. Locals. A lot of locals live in these homes. Like that house we just walked by, the Hamilton Turner house, is a bed and breakfast. So now, I mean, Savannah is a local city. Some are Airbnbs, some are VRBOs, but the vast majority of them are locals. Yeah, it's going to be nice for the parade tomorrow. I really think they could have done it today, honestly. Walking down here. Good morning. So yeah, if you haven't followed me before, hit that follow button. We'll be doing the parade tomorrow. Hopefully. I hope it's 8:30. The city is awaking. You hear the bells beginning. Thanks for the follows. Yeah, I go live 7 days a week. My name's Corey, local here in Savannah. I was a teacher for 15 years. I left education in December 2020 at my most unhealthiest weight, well over 300 pounds. And I started walking 7 months ago. I started bringing you guys along with me. And now we go live 7 mornings a week from about 8:30 to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then at night we do what's called back porch chats, where we sit on my back porch and we chat, literally. This is Jones Street, voted one of the most prettiest streets in all of America. Yes, and thank you for anyone has served. It is Veterans Day. Savannah does huge parades for Veterans Day. It was supposed to be today. Due to the storm, they moved it to tomorrow. But 7 months ago, I started bringing you guys along in my life. And we're down over 95 pounds. And we walk. You never know where we're going to end up, who we're going to see, what we're going to do. It is always an adventure. Yesterday, we stumbled across a movie set that was not anticipated. Yeah, we have two. Well, and here's the thing. We have two bases here, Hunter Army Airfield, Fort Stewart. So we breathe military. So far, so good. It's supposed to be raining right now, but it's not. But I do have a parachute plan if need be, meaning if I need to pull the string and go in somewhere, I've got myself set to do so. Oh, that's cool. something in my shoe. Hold on, I got something in my shoe. Yep. My brother and uncle were Coast Guard. So we do. We have lots of military roots here. So this is Cleary. Somebody was asking me earlier about a great place for breakfast. Did I bring my phone umbrella? I'm trying to think if it's in my bag or in my car. Thanks for the follows. Yeah, I do go live 7 days a week. Welcome if you're just joining me. Good morning. My name's Corey. I live here in Savannah. I am a local. I go live 7 mornings a week on a morning walk in quest to lose weight. How are you? That was my little friend from Maribel's. Anyway, so we go live 7 mornings a week. We start walking. We never know what route we're taking, where we're going to go, where we're going to end up. If it's raining, guess what? We still go. Oh, look. So this is Calhoun Square. The sign is now gone. So this is a square with no name. Interesting. We now have a nameless square. We have 22 squares here in Savannah, Georgia. We used to have 24. This one recently, they decided it was going to be renamed. And because of that, it now has no name. Literally, day before yesterday, this was Calhoun Square. The sign was up, and now it's not. No, not typically. Yep. They even pulled up. So you know in each square they have the little signs that tell you on the ground what square you've entered? They've even pulled that up. So their logic or their reasoning behind renaming is John Calhoun, and so here's the thing, guys. Not uncommon to be renamed. We have 2 squares, Telfair and Wright Square, that were renamed. It was a long time ago, but nonetheless, it's not uncommon. So this square, which was Calhoun Square is being renamed because John Calhoun, 1, wasn't from Savannah, Georgia. 2, and so most of our squares have some form of connection with at least Georgia at the bare minimum. And then 2, he was known to be involved actively in the slave trade. So this is one of the houses I'll always talk about too. 432 Abercorn. This is where my distaste for the ghost tours comes, because all the tours go by there and they tell you the same story about how a father lived there with his 2 daughters. His daughter would come out, play with the kids that went to Massey. Massey was your first school for the kids that were not of noble status. So your slave kids, your kids of color, your kids of less fortune. And so the story goes that one of the daughters would come down here during recess, because the square was used as recess, and play with the kids. Well, one day the dad found out and he was very irate. So he sat his daughter up on the top floor in that bay window, tied her to a chair, and made her watch all the kids play without her. It is also said in that tour that unfortunately, due to the heat of Savannah, she unalived. Which, if you research the story, research 432 Abercorn, the real story, you're going to find out that the dad lived a happy, healthy life. The 2 daughters actually both lived happy, healthy lives. Both grew up, got married. The story is so far from the truth. But yet it's one that's told all the time. So, while yes, some of the stories are true. For instance, Gracie, our most notable ghost and burial at Bonaventure. Yes, did her parents own a hotel in Johnson Square? 100%. Did she pass away from pneumonia at age almost 7? Yes, 100%. So then what happens in Savannah is they take those stories and they run with them a little bit. And they add a little bit of exaggeration. Because ghosts sell here in Savannah. Because it is said to be the second most haunted city. We are a city built on its dead. Because of events that happened here during that time. It just brings a lot of attention. Housing market's fierce and it's expensive, especially if you want to come down here. Historical Savannah, you're looking at no less than $1.5 million, and that's on the super cheap side in the historical district. So again, if you've never followed me before, tap that follow button. We do go live 7 days a week here in Savannah. I bring you guys along with me. We walk until we just can't walk anymore. Each day, at the end of our walks in the morning, we go grab coffee somewhere and chat. Then at night, I do what's called back porch chats from my home, and we talk about all kinds of things. You just never know. Thanks for all the follows. Yeah, and that's what I say. I'm not totally debunking the ghost theory. What I'm saying is I believe that if you are told a story long enough, put some scary music to it, and you're continually told it over and over and over, you believe it. It's kind of like tales that are passed down from generation to generation. Yeah, Savannah's beautiful. Walk around this water puddle. But like I said, I'm not debunking. A lot of these buildings are very old in nature. What I'm just saying is that I always kind of take the stories with a grain of salt. And in these lives, if you haven't followed me before, when we're walking, I'm going to point out stories you will hear that are not true. I'll point out stories that you will hear that are true as well. We got some rain and wind. We're good now. Sun's trying to peek through the sky. So I wasn't sure that I was going to get my walk in this morning. But here we are. The stars. So if you haven't ever followed me, hit that follow button. Like I said, I'm not saying those with unfinished business don't hang out here. What I'm saying is take the stories with a grain of salt. Love these homes. We are on a morning walk. Like, look at this. How pretty is this? Thanks for the little big love. I did. I'm at 15K now. Running towards 16K. We are at, let's see. So if you've never followed me, hit that follow button. We're at 15.3 thousand, running towards 16,000. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you've never followed me, hit that follow button. We do go live 7 mornings a week. Yesterday we were at Abandoned Mall. If you've never subscribed to my YouTube, it's a day in the life of Corey, just like my TikTok name. And I upload our walks in their entirety, unedited. And so hop in there. Yesterday we were at an abandoned mall, which was kind of fun. Oh yes, I'm hoping 20,000 is my goal by the end of December. When I hit each 1,000 mark, I actually stop and break it down and do a dance. So the more you go in and like my content, and the more you share this live and tap that screen, the more attention it brings to this community. So it begins. Thanks for the hand wave. So yeah, if you've never followed me before, hit that follow button. We do go live 7 mornings a week. Good morning, good morning. I love these signs right here. These were the old ways that signs were, like road street signs were throughout Savannah. It's early. So why do I go on a walk? My ultimate goal of walking is to lose weight. I am down 95 pounds, which is pretty extraordinary. So I bring you guys along with me. Our morning walks never started to be an adventure of let's point out and tour stuff. It was always about me losing weight at the end of the day. And it just so that we build a community, and it's turned into something way more amazing than I could ever imagine. Hold on, I know my hand's in the way. I'm trying to screenshot. Can somebody, one of my mods, screenshot the number of people currently in this live, please? Yeah, yesterday, it was kind of funny though. Yesterday, kid you not, I was walking in an abandoned mall, and we walked by, thank you, Kim. We walked by a big, like, full wall mirror, and I stopped, and I was like, dang, I look good. Look at these houses, y'all. And I'm not someone to ever say that about myself. Yeah, when I left teaching, I was close to 350 pounds, which is insane. So for me to walk by a mirror yesterday and be like, wow, I actually look good. Like, to say that, if you've ever struggled with weight, whether it's you're too heavy or you're too light, you know what it's like to step in front of a mirror and go, dang, I look good. Right? Like, and I feel good. So if you've never followed me before, hit that follow button. We go a different path each and every day. Trey! Blanche!
You survived the storm.
I did. It was fierce and ferocious. There's a ton of stuff down over there. Blanche! Blanche, the celebrity dog! Where are y'all going to eat today? Ooh, I want to know how that is, because I look at it all the time.
I love the place. It's beautiful.
Awesome. Bye, Trey. Thank you. Okay, so, I'm sorry. That was one of our amazing community members, Trey, and his dog, Blanche. We love Trey, and we love Blanche. So, let's talk about this stuff. That's called Spanish moss. No, it's not really Spanish moss. It's actually a descendant of the pineapple, ironically. This is Savannah, Georgia. I do go walking 7 days a week and bring you guys along with me. So hit that like, hit the follow, all the things. No, Trey was the other guy. Trey is my food concierge. But anyway, so I go live each day. I bring you guys along with me. And we just do different things in Savannah. Lots of people out this morning. Oh, it was Blanche too. That was exciting. So we're walking into Forsyth Park now. Lots of people out and about this morning. People are like, huh, we can get out today. For a city that is very much a city that goes outside a lot. Good morning.
Hi.
So, like, lots of people out and about because, yeah, absolutely. And Slim, we walk around a lot and talk all kind of things depending on the day. Yep, it is a gorgeous day. Lots of people out this morning because Savannah really is a place that people get out all the time. So when you have a big storm that comes through and you're like, I can't go outside, it messes with your vibes. Lots of dogs out today. Trey is fabulous. So yeah, hit that follow button, tap that screen, come along for our journey. We're at Forsyth Park. What a beautiful, oh, so pretty today. We did have tons of rain, yes. Oh, that's cool. Well, you'll have to stop through one day. So this fountain is actually a direct replica of a fountain in New York, Madrid, Spain, all these places. Okay, check this out. This is Spanish moss right here. Please do not pick up the Spanish moss if you come to Savannah. It has what's called red bugs or chiggers. They will bite. Now, yes, you can take it, go put it in your microwave, kill all the bugs. Yes, you can use it for medicinal purposes. Yes, you can buy fake moss and use it in a wedding bouquet. But at the end of the day, don't just pull it from a tree or pick it up. Yep, I am a local to Savannah, so my knowledge is pretty stellar. I came over here largely to see if we could find our friend. Yeah, they do. Awesome. Yeah, tap that screen. Isn't that pretty? They can leave little bites and little red marks. Oh, so that's right off of Wright Square. Right behind Wright Square, you're going to see a building that has like a little restaurant. If you look right to the right of there, there's a white building and it's right there. Oh, that's cool. Yay. So if you've never followed, hit the follow button. We always have an adventure here. Tap that screen. All the things. Let's keep going. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that. A Day in the Life of Corey. Show you some cool things about Forsyth Park. All the way around is about 1.5 miles on the outskirts. A lot of people use this as their morning walk, but I wanted to show you a couple things within. Yesterday was fun. On Saturdays, there is tons going on here in Forsyth Park. We have a farmer's market. We have street vendors. So originally squares were created. Thank you. As I'm walking, you know, guys, a lot of times I may miss your question. So thank you, Little, for pointing that out. So squares originally were created by Oglethorpe. Their purpose was to be a community. So they were going to build them as little kind of like neighborhoods, if you will. So the original 4 squares here in Savannah are Johnson, Wright, Telfair, and Ellis. And so when Oglethorpe created them, he created them with the mindset of you'll have a church, you'll have a pub, you'll have houses, it'll be a community.
Right. Yeah, and your narrative will match what you're seeing in the drawing.
And you also had them created as them as protective zones when wars were happening. So this is a cool thing. It's down from the kind of parallel to Collins Quarters, which is that white building. Then you have the 2 playgrounds. So there, if you're curious, if you're into like flowers and everything, if you're curious what each bush is, it's going to tell you throughout the entire park around the fountain what those bushes are. So I know so much because, one, I am a local. So I was raised here. I've lived here 38 of my 44 years of life. Two, if I don't know it, I study it. There is a lot of debris down. Yeah, so if you've never followed me, hit that follow button. So in the 1840s, William Brown Hodgkin actually came up with this idea of setting apart this 10 acres of wood to develop Savannah's first recreational park. Before this point, parks were at cemeteries. So cemeteries served as a park. That's why when you walk in a lot of our cemeteries, you're going to see benches throughout because they served as a park. It was named after a former governor, John Forsyth. And then they created the landscape. And in the 1850s, they removed a lot of the pine trees so that there were walkways and benches and fencing around the perimeter. So this whole perimeter of Forsyth Park used to have an iron fence all the way around. Then in 1854, they put the fountain and all these walkways were added. They used to use these as military parade grounds and training areas. What's cool is actually there's still some symbolicness to this from the Irish community. So usually a week before St. Patrick's Day, that big fountain over there, that is where the kickoffs start. And the fountain is turned green. There's a ceremony, which we will come to. But it's always cool to imagine the fact that this huge Forsyth Park used to have an iron fence all the way around it. There are 2 playgrounds here. So if you have kids, this is a great place to come over to. And again, if you've never followed me before, hit that follow button. We're going to go see if the Garden for the Blind is open. Savannah is also known for lots of filming. We have become like a little Hollywood. So we have stuff filming here all the time. Oh, the rain kind of did a number to these. We have been to Wormslow, yep. Almost every place that is a tourist destination here in Savannah, we have been. So it is locked, which I'm not surprised. Yep, I moved to Savannah when I was 3 months old. My mom, my grandmother, my great-grandparents, they were all from Savannah. My father was military, so we were stationed in New York when I was born. But then when I was 3, we came back here. I left here to go to college. But other than that, I've always been here. But if you've never followed me, tap that follow button. Thanks for the TGIF. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It's a small little quiet place. When it's unlocked, the roses are beautiful. Thanks for the roses and the big loves and the taps and all the things today, guys. I really appreciate it. Fear the Walking Dead is filming. Yep, on Wilmington Island currently. And then we've got May December with Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore, and Charles Melton, which we have come across multiple times. If you go watch some of my stories, you're going to see we've been on the set more than once. We have come across all 3 of them. Well, I've come across all 3 of them. 2 of them we have on film. Yep. We're heading that way right now. If you are into the Midnight, the Garden, Good and Evil, everybody always loves when I tell the stories. So we'll stop there so I can rest my arm with the gimbal and we'll talk Monterey Square. Yes, we found a fake pet store yesterday that they were filming or going to be filming parts of May December, a rom-com. And then right after that finishes up on the 18th, about a week later, Artemis is going to start filming. That is going to star Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson, which I'm pretty ding-dang excited about. So if you've never followed me, hit the follow. We do go live 7 mornings a week. The wind gusts are pretty crazy. Yeah, no, we have big names filming here, y'all. Savannah's no mediocre little filming location. We have big celebrities, and we have big celebrities that have places here. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez just got married at his house here. Sandra Bullock had a house until recently. She sold it. Adam Sandler has a place, which Adam Sandler is going to be in concert here on the 14th. And then he has a 2-week break. So wouldn't be surprised if he hangs out here. So, yeah, we have a lot of celebrities that live here. Ty Pennington, most known for like the home makeover shows. He has a place here. So what happens is a lot of celebrities come, they film here, and a lot of times they end up filming more than once. So like Julianne Moore has filmed here before, back in 2018. So she knows her way around town. She knows what coffee shops she likes. She knows what areas she likes. Then you've got like Channing Tatum has filmed here prior to this movie coming up. So he's going to know his area. That's awesome. So yeah, if you've never hit that follow, tap it. Let's go. Help me meet my new goal. Because here's what happens. Wherever I hit a new 1,000 mark, I break it down. When I hit 15,000, we were at Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World, Florida. And yes, I did dance by the castle. Foxy Loxy does still exist. We do have a hockey team. The Ghost Pirates. So all of these bushes right here are azalea bushes. Late March, April, they start budding. And it is a beauty like you would not even believe. Yep. Yeah, lots of stuff down. City will be out here cleaning it up soon, I'm sure of it. They're going to probably wait for it all to get done. And then they will be out making it look beautiful again. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I go live 7 mornings a week. It's always an adventure. This is Savannah, Georgia. So like all of these bushes are azalea bushes. So late March and April, they will be in full bloom. So everywhere you look, you're going to have whites and pinks and purples. It's just stunning. There's definitely humidity today. These houses are so beautiful. I mean, when you think about it, they've been around since the 1800s. A lot of these homes. I'll show you another breathtaking home. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is over by Forsyth Park. This road right here is called Whitaker. It goes all the way around. Right here you have the Georgia Historical Society. So the Georgia Historical Society is interesting because it was founded by a group of women. The Davenport House, which is one of our older houses here, that was owned by Isaiah Davenport, who was responsible for when we had the Great Savannah Fire. He actually helped rebuild a lot of the houses in Savannah. Well, the house, once Isaiah passed away, the house kind of became very run down, and the city was going to demolish it back in the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s. And a group of women were like, absolutely not. Like, this home has crazy historical value. You cannot demolish it. And so they formed what's called our Georgia Historical Society. And the Historical Society does amazing work now protecting historical landmarks of Savannah. It was starting to drizzle, but that's okay. We have a lot of these beautiful oak trees to protect us. So yeah, we have those ladies to thank, because if not, a lot of our stunning places would have been demolished. So it is coming down a little, but mostly the trees will protect us. We're coming up on one of my favorite houses. Richard Kessler owns this house. Yes, it is a house. He is a hotel billionaire. He owns most of the hotels here in Savannah, or was responsible for their building and construction. If you have never followed me before, hit that follow button. So every once we have lucked out that this gate has been open once. I'll show you the front of the house. Thanks for the follows, you guys. Yeah. Sun's trying to peek out over there. So this will hopefully be short-lived. Morning walk. So we go live 7 days a week on a morning walk through Savannah. Hello, Mr. Kessler. So if you've never followed me, hit that follow button. Originally, this was a junior college. Yesterday, we drove past Georgia Southern Armstrong campus. This was the original Armstrong campus. This was a junior college. Now it is owned by Richard Kessler. Well, you know what? Who knew? That's pretty funny. Oh, well. Maybe that's why I had 800 people come in here. Like, what's a morning wall? That's pretty funny. Oh, well. It's brought lots of new people to our community. So if you've never followed, hit that follow. Here's the back side of his house. Oh, the curtains and lights aren't on, so he must be here. Thank you for the big love. Thanks for the follows. Best brunch. Clary's is good. Trailer Park Hitch is good. Maribel's, if you just want a waffle or breakfast Sammy, is great. So we're coming up on Monterey Square. This is the square that Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil were filmed in. So if you were a fan of that movie or that book, this used to be an antique shop right here that has now closed down. Below this massive home that supposedly Anne Hathaway, Princess Diaries Anne Hathaway, was recently here filming for a movie that's not being filmed in Savannah, but they brought her here. She was here for one evening, she filmed, and she left. Ironically, we also had May-December filming, so not a lot of attention was brought. That is the Mercer Williams house. Let's chat about it. It has kind of stopped raining. This is what we call Monterey Square. That is a monument for Pulaski. Tree! What up, Tree? I'm so glad I got to see y'all and Blanche. So if you don't know the story, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil is a movie and a book. Filmed in the 90s. Okay, hold up. We're going to sit down on a wet bench. I don't really care. I'm going to get my bag out though. Hold on. So I can talk about this story. Because this story always brings some fun attention. So, this house was originally built for the the Mercer family. Johnny Mercer. So, this house was originally built for the the Mercer family. Johnny Mercer. So, this house was originally built for the the Mercer family. Johnny Mercer. Okay, so this was built for the Mercer family. No Mercer ever lived here. Hold on, guys. My daughter's calling. I'm going to pause for just a second. Give me just a second. Daughter's calling. I'm going to pause for just a second. Give me just a second. Okay, we are back. Everybody good? So, no Mercer family ever lived there. But Mr. Williams did purchase this home. Now, this home had a lot of dark history prior to Williams owning it. A little boy named Tommy Downs actually ran into the house when it was vacant one time, fell from the top floor and was impaled. There's lots of rumors as to, did someone push him? Did he fall? Nobody really knows. But Mr. Williams owned this home, and he was what's the word I want? Eccentric individual. Yeah, I had to pause it for just a second. My daughter is away at college, so when she texts you 3 times, OMG, 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 usually that warrants a pause and come back. Hopefully, am I coming back through okay? Let me know if y'all can hear me still, see me, all the fun things. Okay, coming through. We're good. Okay, sorry. Yep, okay, so anyway, so Mr. Williams was an eccentric individual. When he purchased this house, one of the things that was interesting is they were filming a movie here. I love to tell this story because it's so funny to me. They were filming in this house. Of course, when things film here, your house may be in the filming just by the logistics of a square, right? And he did not want this house in the movie. And he became quite agitated. So he said, you know what? If I put a flag hanging from the basically balcony, this area right here, and it's a Nazi flag, they will not film me. What he failed to forget was that directly across the street from him, right behind me, is a Jewish synagogue. So he had a lot of explaining to do when he hung that flag. Didn't set very well. He would throw elaborate parties. Mr. Williams was known for throwing some of the most elaborate parties. I know, right, Trey? I'm sitting on a wet bench for y'all. But Mr. Williams threw elaborate parties. And he would carry cards in his pocket that said in or out. If you were bringing attention to yourself, that took attention away from him. If you were talking to somebody that he wanted to talk to, he would walk up and in a loud, boisterous voice would go, out! And he would hand you the card. But that wasn't all what came about of the movie. Now, the top floor has been owned by his sister, Dorothy, for a long, long time. It's said that his niece has now kind of taken over residency, which would not be surprising. But that's not where the story of Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil came. The story came about when he had an assistant. It was in the 80s. He had an assistant that his name was Danny. Danny Hansford and him were rumored, and during this time in the South, rumors would start and they were hard pressed to get rid of. And so there was a rumor that he and Danny were in a relationship, which during that time period was not looked upon well. And so city conversation is that Mr. Williams had to get rid of Danny so in order to clear his reputation. Now, one evening, and let me move this over so y'all can see it. In this room right over here is the library. One evening, there was a heated argument. Mr. Williams' story is that they had this heated argument. Danny left. He was intoxicated. He came back. He drew a gun on Mr. Williams. So in self-defense, Mr. Williams shot him. And unfortunately, Danny passed away. But the story gets stranger because instead of immediately calling the police, he allowed Danny to lay there. And evidence that came out later, the police say, look, there's more to the story. Danny's leg was under a table or under a chair. There's no way a dead man could put his leg under the table or the chair. So it was as though Mr. Williams had set up the scene before the police arrived. But the story gets even more interesting. The movie does not cover all 4 trials, but Mr. Williams went to trial 4 times for the murder of Danny Hansford. First 2 times, he was found guilty, even sentenced to a life sentence. However, when you know people and information comes forward, whether or not the information was true, it puts it into a mistrial. 3rd time was a mistrial before it ever got to the sentencing stage. 4th and final time, he was acquitted of charges. He came back home, and within 6 months, he passed away of, well, they have it as pneumonia on his death certificate, but a lot of people say it was a heart condition right in the area that he and Danny had this heated argument that ended Danny's life. We did visit Danny's grave the other day at Bonaventure Cemetery. So just an interesting vibe. Still lots of conversation about this. You can tour the bottom floor. They talk a lot about the architecture. There's a lot of new guides there now. So it used to be, the rumor was, he did his mom. But she's been long past. It used to be that if you ask about the dramatic side of Mr. Williams' life, they would ask you to leave. I've heard it's not as true anymore because there's younger people giving the tours. But that top floor is still owned by the family. They still live there. It is a fascinating story with lots of who did it, what did it. It is a movie. It is a book. And again, if we haven't met, my name's Corey. I'm a local here in Savannah. I go live 7 mornings a week here. If you've never followed me, hit that follow button. Mr. Williams is buried in Gordon, Georgia, so he's not even buried here, which is interesting in itself. So yeah, but like this whole area they used for filming of the movie and the book. The book came out first, and it's non-fiction with some fiction flair, let's say that. But the movie then came out, and that put us on the map. Then Forrest Gump started, and that really put us on the map. So that is the Mercer Williams house. Still many people come all the time. It was said after he passed, about 6 months after, Mr. Williams was known for his Christmas parties. And 911 received a call from the neighbors, said neighbors, that midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, that there was a party going on in the vacant home of Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams had already passed, and that there was this elaborate party. They could see shadows there. They could hear music. When the police got here, there was no one here. So was it the figures? Was it ghosts? What was it? Nobody knows. Yeah, she did. Yeah, there was some time ago that house did get put up for sale for some reason. And then I think it was getting too much attention, which it still does. She put it up for sale, took it down, started doing tours to make money. I would not be surprised if there was a lot of financial situations, because Mr. Williams, he owned a ton of property here. Good morning, good morning. And then there's the Jewish temple right there. So lots of, that is the Mercer Williams house from Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. He was 61. He was in his early 60s. Danny was only 21. Now, after the fact, the judge who sat on one of the trials said, was Mr. Williams guilty of murder? Absolutely. He was guilty. But Danny was trouble with a capital T. And Danny was. He had a troublesome child, like teen adult. He used to race his cars around these squares. He caused all kind of ruckus. For Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, yes, they used that house. But for the other movie that they were filming here, no. But yeah, so, I mean, and it's interesting, when we were at Bonaventure the other day and we went by and saw Danny's grave, suddenly there's more attention to his grave than I've seen. And I've been by there many times because I have a friend buried over near there. And suddenly there's a lot of attention to his grave. Mr. Williams, no, he was never married. Sister, niece. He never had any kids or anything like that. It's beautiful. You can kind of see. So yeah, it's just an interesting story that still rivets people to this day. People are still just mesmerized by that story. That and the Forrest Gump bench that doesn't exist. Which that's where we'll head now. So there are 22 squares in Savannah. There used to be 24. 2 got basically to pave paradise, put up a parking lot, essentially what happened. Rain already stopped. Yep, no Forrest Gump bench. I'll tell you the story when I get to Chippewa Square. I always give 5 recommendations of 5 things to do in Savannah if you are like, how do I get the most for my money while I'm here? Start at City Hall. Walk up Bull Street. We are currently on Bull Street. You are going to go through the following squares. Johnson Square, the home of Gracie's parents. Check out this view. This is Jones Street as well. So first you're going to walk up and go through Johnson Square, one of our biggest squares. It is also a square that the Declaration of Independence was read from in 1776. George Washington spoke there and attended church. So lots of history. Then after Johnson Square, you're going to be moving south. You're going to go up to Wright Square. Wright Square is the original burial ground of Savannah in the 1700s. Hence the reason they say it's one of the most haunted squares. Then you have, after Wright Square, you have Chippewa Square. Chippewa Square is that square that Forrest Gump was filmed in. There is no bench, despite what you're told. Then you have this square right here, Madison Square. Then Monterey Square we were just in, and then Forsyth Park. If you have a car, drive over to Bonaventure Cemetery. Cruise around there. It's one of the prettiest cemeteries. Take a day, go down to Tybee. Go visit and tour the Basilica of St. John's. Then go across. There's a place called Maribel's. Have you a peach tea and peach waffle. And then head down to River Street and go down at Plant Riverside. Walk River Street. Be sure to hop in the free ferry and ride it down the river. It's beautiful. Well, there's a few people on, not a lot. I think a lot of people canceled their trip this weekend because usually these buses are pretty packed. Trolleys are one way to get around the city. They have stops that you can get on and get off. Oh, that's cool. So it's definitely a way to get around Savannah. Walking tours are the best, in my opinion, because you get to see the most. And it's not a free river tour per se. You get on a free boat. I've got videos posted on my YouTube and TikTok where it goes to 3 stops, but it's a great way to see River Street on a boat. If you've never seen it, hop over to YouTube. I've got it posted there. Have it on TikTok. We do it pretty much every time we're down on River Street. I love to ride the boat. And it is free. There's also a free trolley, a purple and green trolley that is free, that will drive you pretty much from Forsyth Park to City Hall for free. It's not a tour. They're not telling you any information, but they do drive you from point A to point B with stops in between. It actually goes past Forsyth Park now. So that's kind of cool. And we are not going down to River Street today. I'm just ecstatic. This is the old Sorrel Weed house. Sorrel family is buried over in Laurel Grove Cemetery, which is one of our original cemeteries. We had 4 cemeteries. Wright Square was our first burial ground. Then they opened Colonial Cemetery. Colonial Cemetery is over by the Basilica. When they ran out of room there, they opened Laurel Grove, which was split into 2 parts. One was for the wealthy white family. The other was for everybody else. Ran out of room there. The city purchased Bonaventure. And Bonaventure still today is one of the most visited cemeteries. Good morning. In Savannah. Scat is a big deal here. Johnny Mercer. He was a musician known in Savannah, buried at over Bonaventure. Pretty much laid low. Not a whole lot about him. I mean, he was just a musician that loved what he did. Huh, could be. Here's a hotel, the DeSoto. Elvis stayed there when he was in tour in 1977. So we're coming up on Chippewa Square now. Chippewa Square again being the square that Forrest Gump was filmed in. It has the oldest stage show theater in America at the Savannah Theater. This is also where they were filming May December, that day we came across it and watched it. Yeah, I do know a lot. Thank you, though. There's our new ice hockey team, Ghost Pirates. So if you've never followed me before, hit that follow button. Share with a friend or two. Follow, like, all the things. Oh, cool. Yeah, I saw they're going to have a live Sixpence right here. The 90s rom-com, Something to Talk About, was filmed in this pub. Whenever I feel like it. Usually I don't stop for our coffee and breakfast until about 10. Or thereabout. There is Gallery Espresso. It wasn't always located there, but it is one of our oldest coffee shops in Savannah. Very eccentric location as well. I think we're going to go to Savannah Roasters today. Good morning.
Be careful, or have more wet.
Oh, where am I stopping? Probably Savannah Roasters. You will see these from time to time on different homes. Some of the older homes. They were created supposedly to wash away the evil spirits. All right, so this is Chippewa Square. We are on the side where Oglethorpe, the founder of Georgia, is facing us. I cannot go to the other side because I will lose service. So we're going to talk here, and I'm going to give you all the details about Forrest Gump. Find a place to chit chat. All right, so this is Chippewa Square. Forrest Gump was filmed here. That is James Edward Oglethorpe, the founder of Georgia. Surrounding him are the 4 lions. Two are the seals of Georgia, one is the seal of Savannah, and one is his coat of arms. Those things below Oglethorpe are called palm fronds. They mean peace. Forrest Gump was filmed here on the other side. So if you're trying to find the perfect place where he stood or sat on the bench, you go on the back side of Oglethorpe and you find the Chippewa Square sign, which looks just like the Chippewa Square sign on this side. It's a little black rectangle. You go, stand right there. That is where Forrest sat for 5 days. They had 4 benches used in the filming. Tom Hanks has one in his home. Smithsonian has one in their home, or in their museum. Hollywood Theater has one. We had one. Nobody really knows what really happened to the bench. It is not, however, in the Savannah History Museum. The bench that is in the Savannah History Museum is a replica of the bench. It was never used in the movie. The one we have, some say a stagehand took it. Some say that a tourist came by and got it. Some say a local got it. Nobody really knows who got the bench, honestly. But we got a replica. The city made a replica to sit here because so many people were enthralled. And people will fight me tooth and nail and go, I sat on the bench. You did sit on a bench. You sat on a replica that sat here for a few years. But then people were so enthralled by it, they kept breaking off pieces and it caused all this commotion. So the city did away with the bench. A bench sits in the Savannah History Museum. It is a replica behind a red rope that you can go take a picture of. All your tours will tell you. Every tour tells you. The bench is in the Savannah History Museum. Go to the Savannah History Museum. Bench is not in the Savannah History Museum. It's a replica. It was never used in the movie. Hate to bust your bubbles. So other things that are interesting about Forrest Gump filming here. If you notice, everything moves in a counterclockwise motion. For the filming, because the bus stop was on our side, they had to make an alternate bus stop and they had to move everything clockwise. The horse carriages refused to move clockwise because they had not been trained that way. So they borrowed horses from Charleston, South Carolina to be in the movie because our horses would not move counterclockwise. That cathedral or that church right there, that is where the feather floated in the opening scene. That's where the feather floated in from the opening scene. That red brick building right there is where the scene of Forrest Gump's mom and the school principal were filmed. And they don't tell you that. They don't share a lot of that. I have lots of videos on TikTok and YouTube of this square. This is Chippewa Square. Yep. Also, if you love my channel, I have the ability that you can subscribe. There's a star up top you click. It's a way to support the stuff we do each and every day. Thanks for the follows and tapping. It is. I mean, it's going to. This afternoon's supposed to be sunny. Thanks for the roses. So yeah, lots of people still flock to the square. Forrest Gump was filmed in 1994, so in 2024 will be 30 years that movie was filmed, which is pretty crazy. Good morning. The trees are so pretty. This is where my TikTok journey started. I used to sit on the other side, and I kept noticing the number of people circling around looking for the Forrest Gump bench. So I started doing content based off of that. Then I started talking to a ton of people because I was like, the bench doesn't exist. And they were like, what? They said it's in the Savannah History Museum. Yeah, they want you to pay $12 to $15 and go to the Savannah History Museum and visit. We do. I mean, that's just something I say good morning to every person I pass. And most people pass back and they say good morning too. So this is Bull Street. This is Chippewa Square. Next up you have Wright Square. Then you have Johnson Square. If you turn the opposite direction, that's moving north. Then you have City Hall. If you turn this direction, you've got Madison Square, Monterey Square, Forsyth Park. It is. Oh no, Forrest Gump is a classic. Great movie. I do go live 7 days a week, each and every day. And I bring you guys along with me. So if you've never followed me, hit that follow button. Welcome to the over 200 of you who have joined today. Whole new community. Let's keep moving. It is starting to clear up. There's a few drizzles. I want to see what this bus is that's about to come around, because it's a big honking bus, and those buses make me nervous when they come through the square. We have been in the square before, and a horse got spooked and landed on a car. That has happened. So if you've never followed, tap that screen, follow, try to get me. Let's see if we can get to 50,000 again today. Why is this like, oh, because it's Veterans Day. They could have done the parade today. Small world. Cruises and transportation. Oh gosh. Oh, his bus. Yeah. These squares were not structured for these big buses to come through. I'm just saying. Thanks, guys. All right, let's keep moving along. Let's see how close I can get over there so you can see where the bench was, because somebody's sitting in our bush chair. If you know, you know. Thanks for the follows. Sometimes I lose signal, so that's one of the reasons I don't go live over on this side anymore. Oh, I'm so glad. Hey, Tina, which one do you have on today? Because I think I have the same one. This is the infamous place we saw that tour guide who was like, I don't know anything about any of this, and made up something. And she's like, isn't that what a tourist guide would say? I was like, oh, blessed heavens. All right, so this is the side the bench was on, right over here. I'm watching. Am I still coming through? I know I'm on a 60-second delay. So we're... Yep, that's the one I have on. We still think about her. So right there. Are y'all trying to figure out the bench?
Yep.
Right there, that Chippewa Square sign. He sat facing this direction for 5 days in filming.
That's what I figured it was.
Yep.
That's what I was just telling him, that the building's in the picture look like that?
Well, it'll have been 30 years. 2024 will have been 30 years that the movie was filmed. I was a junior in high school here when he filmed.
I know it's been a while.
I know, it's pretty,
Wow.
it's kind of wild.
I know.
But the feather floated in from the steeple right here.
Uh-huh.
The scene of Forrest Gump's mom and the school principal and dad's on vacation
Uh-huh.
was right there in our Board of Education.
Uh-huh.
Irony all over that one. And then I'm a teacher. I'm a former teacher. I can say that.
I'm a school
then-
choice advocate in the legislature in West Virginia.
And then I'm a teacher. I'm a former teacher. I can say that.
I'm a school
then-
choice advocate in the legislature in West Virginia.
So yeah, this is Forrest Gump Square. They will tell you if you go on a tour, they're going to tell you the bench is in the Savannah History Museum.
Okay.
That is not true. There's a replica in the Savannah History Museum. They used 4 benches in the filming. Tom Hanks has one in his house, as he should. Smithsonian has one. Hollywood Theater has one. We had one. There's a lot of rumors of where that bench went. Some say that a stagehand, when they were tearing down the set, they said, take whatever you want. And he took the bench. Some say a local has it in their house. Some say a tourist drove by and got it. Nobody really knows where the bench went, but it's not in the museum. So the city made the replica, and that's what's in the museum behind a red rope. And the replica sat here for a little while, but everybody kept breaking off pieces, and it became this huge deal. So the city was like, we can't leave this in the square. It's too much. Like chaos. So, yeah. So this is Forrest Gump Square.
Okay.
But they have no, everybody's always like, where's like a sign or something? Nothing here tells you that.
That's what I was wondering.
We
Yep.
were looking at the pictures and I was matching them up with the buildings. I
Yep.
didn't know if it went this way.
And it looks so different now. I mean, like this was all grass.
Yeah.
This tree right here was like this high in the movie. If you look, it had just been planted. So that's always fun to look at, like size wise, like golly, 30
Hard
years.
to believe it's been 30 years.
It has been. So yeah, kind of crazy.
But I believe it because I came out a
1994.
couple years after I graduated high school.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what
several
put-
years after I graduated high school.
Yeah, and that's what put Savannah on the map. It was this and Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
That one is what really catapulted. And that house is 2 squares up in Monterey Square. That brought all kind of attention.
Well, our son is getting married in this square tonight.
Oh,
at
how
4.
fantastic.
Yeah, so we wanted to come find it so we knew exactly
Well,
where we
it
were
should be
going
beautiful.
to.
It's supposed to clear up and it's going to be beautiful.
Hope so.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah. The weddings here are always so pretty. It's Savannah. I mean,
It's a gorgeous city.
so yeah, it is. We love it. We love it. But enjoy your wedding. Enjoy your trip. You've got good weather coming in today. It's supposed to about 1, the sun is supposed to start shining.
Good.
So you'll have a beautiful day.
That'll be
Well,
good.
thank you.
You're
very
welcome.
much for
Enjoy
all
your
the
trip.
information.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Have a great day. Well, you could tell they were looking. You could definitely tell that they were looking for the bench. So let me tell you about the bench. All right, let's keep moving. So again, if you haven't ever met me, my name is Corey. I'm a local to Savannah, Georgia. I live here. I've lived here 38 of my 44 years of life. I go live 7 mornings a week here in Savannah on a morning walk. I've lost over 95 pounds in that process. Started bringing you guys along 7 months ago, and now we go live every day. This is interesting. So we were over on River Street the other day, and remember the statue that had the faces? They have more here. What you mean got guts? The algorithms have an interesting way of playing out, Jules. I have my shirt on, so the girl was looking at my shirt. There's a teenage girl. Okay. It's not uncommon to have a wedding in the square. So yeah, if you've never hit follow before, tap that follow button. Come along for the adventure. Enjoy our journey, because it is a journey, and every journey starts with the first step. And one of the great things I had not prepared for with this community is the impact it would have. Some of you walk while I'm walking every day. It's helped you with depression. I know I should, but I'm like, it's in the 70s. It's actually very nice. And that is the thing, you never know. Yes, they do charge. You have to rent the square. You never know what you're going to experience or find on a morning walk. I always tell people are like, keep moving. I have people come in the live all the time. They're like, keep walking, keep walking. I'm like, why? Take a minute, breathe. May, December, this is where it was being filmed that day. We were hiding behind the bush watching, is right there. You saw what? Oh, a wedding? Yeah. There's weddings in the square all the time. Hello, hello. Yeah, so if you've never followed me before, hit that follow button. We always have an adventure. We always see something. We always experience something. You just never know what we're going to experience or see or do. A lot of the historical homes you're able to tour. Each one has its own price though. So it can get kind of pricey. Yep, we are on Savannah time. So I always tell people two things. Slow Vanna is what they call Savannah. And Tybee time. If moving at a different pace bugs you, you will have a rough time here. Thanks for the follow. Savannah is full of life. They did turn all the fountains off for the storm. This is another one of my favorite squares because of the moss in these trees. Oh my goodness, there's so many of them. The Mercer House is kind of cool. Telfair Museum is really neat to look at. So every once in a while they have free local day on some of the museums. So you can go. It's free for locals. And all I have to do is show my ID. Those are the fun days. Thanks for the roses. It is. It's really beautiful, isn't it? Thanks for the follows, too. Yeah, if you've never followed me, hit the follow button. So Telfair Museum is right here. Right over there. So tap, tap, tap. So I also go live in the evening from about 5:30-ish, sometimes earlier, to about 7-ish. And we go live from my back porch. We talk about all kinds of things. You just never know what we're going to talk about. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that. A Day in the Life of Corey. If you click my name up top in TikTok, I have a link tree with all kind of resources, all kind of information. If you're coming to Savannah, you need a trip planned, let me know. Yep. Hence the Telfair Pet Shop for the movie that doesn't exist. So some of SCAD is located right here, one of the dorms. We're going to probably go to Savannah Roasters. So SCAD is Savannah College of Art and Design. It's our big art school here in Savannah. It is all over historic Savannah. So when people ask, where is SCAD? It is not one specific location. That is one of the dorms. That is a gym right there for SCAD. So this is Jepson Center. The Telfair Museum is right around the other side. So yeah, definitely make sure you're following all the things. I was just talking to some people about Forrest Gump. So we're still walking. You missed Channing. It's one of the better ones, Savannah. There are a lot more. I start at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, maybe a little bit before sometimes. But I usually start no later than 8:30 to about 10:30, sometimes a little later. So welcome if you're new to this page. Bunch of new friends today. We've gained over 200 new friends this morning. I did sit on a bench. Not his bench though. But yeah, I do go live 7 mornings a week in different locations. I upload our daily walks in their entirety over on my YouTube channel, unedited. Good morning, good morning. It was wild. Earlier in our walk, we had over 800 people in the live at one point. That is a record for me. One of the things about my lives is I tell you truth. I don't tell you what tourist guides are going to tell you for entertainment. I tell you what is real, having grown up here in Savannah. It is always an adventure. So this is Jepson Museum. Museum you can come in and check out if you're into like art and interesting stuff. It does have a hefty price tag. That's the thing about the museums. They each have their own price tag, which can get kind of costly. Bird Girl, notorious for Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. The Bird Girl used to be over at Bonaventure, but people could not keep their hands to themselves, so they had to relocate her for safety. And now she sits at the Telfair Museum and is protected. I'm so glad, Jules. So if you notice the name crew next to some of the people, those are people that subscribe to this TikTok. It's $5.99 a month that TikTok has rolled out. You get cool emojis, do giveaways once a month, all the cool things. It's probably not running Thanksgiving. I think it doesn't run Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day. There's a couple days it doesn't run. And there's multiple stops. And she's so little, Bird Girl is so little that it just wasn't safe to keep her out at Bonaventure. So she's located right here. One of the interesting things about this square, this is the Telfair Square, Telfair Museum. Most of our squares do not have a name for what's in them or around them. For instance, Chippewa Square has the Oglethorpe Monument. We have an Oglethorpe Square. So kind of weird, right? But this one does. Telfair Museum was owned by the Telfair family. Telfairs are buried over at Laurel Grove Cemetery. We had 4 cemeteries, right? Then Colonial, then Laurel Grove, then Bonaventure. Most visited one is Bonaventure. It is beautiful during the spring. Mary Telfair was Mr. Telfair's only child. And so she foregoed getting married, having children, to put all the money from her family into the arts and sciences. She opened the first women's hospital, which is located over at Forsyth Park, the Mary Telfair Hospital. It was created under the will. This museum right here was created under the will of Mary Telfair. And she really was focused on arts and sciences. It's really cool to go into also. It's expensive though, but I love the little statues. If you're into the paranormal, people have reported that Mary keeps a close proximity of her buildings, and things have happened that people are like, it must be Mary. So this, lots of architecture. I know a lot of you are like all about the architecture. If you look at these signs, usually it'll tell you what type of architecture you have going on. This is Regency architecture. The main floor and the basement were part of the historical society, like historical site. Then they ended up adding on to it. Mary was the last surviving child of Edward Telfair, so she got all of her daddy's money and did great things. This was also considered the government house. So the governors of Georgia stood here during the American Revolution. Major Joseph Habersham was having a small force of patriots walk into the chamber where the governor was actually hanging out, and basically said to him, "Hey, Sir James, you are my prisoner." And it's pretty crazy. That's about 70. That's Michelangelo. That's Rembrandt. So it's definitely kind of cool. Let's keep moving. Another thing Savannah's known for is if you have ever eaten a Girl Scout cookie, if you have ever known a Girl Scout. Juliet Gordon Lowe, founder of Girl Scouts, was born here, raised here, married here, and is buried here. She is buried over at Laurel Grove Cemetery, which a lot of people don't ever go to. We were there a few weeks ago. Check out my YouTube if you're interested. People at night have said that Mary comes to this museum and straightens her pictures and all the things. It's pretty cool in there. Oh, well, this is a famous place then. Good morning. Oh gosh, 40. It's supposed to drop a little in the next couple of days. Telfair Museum. Show you kind of from this angle. Not true, love. It is no more than your typical metropolitan community. Now, I would not go out by myself because I think that is not smart regardless of where you're from or where you live. As a female at night, I just don't think that's wise. What is my famous phrase? Yep, I say lots of them, Kat. I have lots of Corey phrases that I will say 101 times during a live. I'm always intrigued when people come in to my live that I've created. My live, just FYI. Good morning. Morning.
Morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Morning. I'm always intrigued about people that come into my live that I've created and I've completed the hustle for. And I go live 6 to 8 hours a day to do this. And they come in and critique my life. Things I say. Or come in and talk about Savannah to use my platform to talk about Savannah. Create your own platform. One thing you'll learn about me too in my lives, I don't hold back. I know a lot of streamers will let people come in and talk garbage and do all kind of things. Not my live. I will call you out in front of everybody and have no shame about it. Oh, I don't. I have no sweat. This is one of the original squares, Liberty Square. You can see it got cut in half. It wasn't an entire square. They had to put up a parking garage. Still trying to pay homage to a square. You should, but with the utmost respect in saying this, when you enter somebody's life, which is their livelihood, and when you enter somebody's journey, critiquing things they say, telling them what to do, can come across as offensive. So you will hear me say, go start your own live. Yep. Just making sure that everybody's aware. Thanks. Absolutely. We have a blast. Just going to show you our other square, and then we're going to go get some coffee and breakfast. So pay attention when you're crossing in Savannah for a number of reasons. One, some have crosswalks. Some you just cross on your own.
Wait.
I do not.
Wait.
Montgomery and Oglethorpe. Hi, how are y'all?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Good. They do count down for the visually impaired. The trees are stunning. Some of my favorite things about Savannah. Do not go to the metaphysical stores. There is another streamer that is into the paranormal and whatnot. My main goal on my life has always been about losing weight, spreading positivity and encouragement. That has always been my main focus. Yeah, they are throughout Wildflower. It's kind of cool. Young guys, so it's kind of neat. This is the old Civic Center where all our concerts, circuses, ice shows took place when I was growing up. We're now coming up to Elbert Square. Elbert Square is a square that also got cut in half. Thanks for the 31,000 likes. Yeah, it's kind of cool. We have a new arena open now, so it's kind of one of those things. They're called red bugs or chiggers. It is true. So I say don't pull it from the tree and hold it, because it's not a good outcome. Fix something real quick. Thanks for all the emojis today. What should we do now? I wish some of these emojis were not so ding dang expensive. It's ridiculous. Low 70s right now. It feels great. Humidity's here though. So we're coming up on Martin Luther King Boulevard, or Martin Luther King Street, for a couple of reasons. I wanted to point out a few things here for people, and then we'll make our way. We were just in the square, Chippewa Square, for Forrest Gump. The house that Forrest Gump lived in, no, it's not around here, and it's not accessible to the normal person. Thanks for the tiny dinies. I don't even remember, Kim. Hello from the UK. We have other UK friends that come here. So right here is your welcome center coming up. This is where, thanks for the tiny dinies. This is where all the trolleys and tours kind of set off. This is also where that Savannah History Museum is that has the fake Forrest Gump bench. Thanks, Stat. I will say though, the humidity, this is a Libris bookstore. It's actually a SCAD bookstore with lots of SCAD merch. SCAD is Savannah College of Art and Design. Here's another SCAD building. So you have a number of various trolleys you can do. Old Town trolleys. They do a graveyard tour as well. Ghosts and gravestones. It's a get on, get off. It is scripted. And that's the hub. That's where the Savannah History Museum is. SCAD is Savannah College of Art and Design. We do have the American Prohibition Museum in City Market you can check out. So right here, it may say Channing. Could be. I do not know. I will have to look when I get home. Yeah, SCAD is our big art college. It's one of the things that really puts Savannah on the map. That was slippery. So yeah, lots of trolley tours you can do here. If you cannot walk around, you can rent a scooter. 2-hour rental for a scooter is not bad. $30 for an electric one. It's kind of cool. No, all of the emojis for I create for Corey's crew, so they're all appropriate. They're definitely, so here's the Savannah Visitors Welcome Center. Yeah, I think so too. You got a hotel, you got the courtyard right here. In the Savannah Visitors Welcome Center. Yeah, all of the ones for subscribers I personally create. So they are all safe. Let's go this way. No, they actually don't. It's kind of interesting, huh? Yep. Beaufort, South Carolina is where a bunch of Forrest Gump was filmed. A bunch. Here's another tour, Old Savannah Tours. Yeah, it will get a little cold here. Not super cold. I mean, like, it's going to be in the 40s next week, lows, with 60s in the high. That's awesome. You live in Beaufort? Fantastic. Yeah, if you've never followed me before, hit that follow button. We do go live 7 days a week. We're heading to Savannah Roasters for breakfast. They are still doing some shows, concerts, and plays here that are like smaller in scale. That's also where our new hockey team is practicing. Thanks for all the follows today. Humidity is definitely, more so than normal today because I'm sweating. I'm sweaty today. Bye, K-Dog. That one's much louder. Yes, I even go live on the weekends. Yeah, they're bringing a lot of attention. So here, somebody was asking about the free trolley. Free fare, new schedule every 10 minutes. You can go to connectonthedot.com to get updates. Connectonthedot.com. We'll give you all the updates about that free trolley. Lots of parking garages. One thing I always tell people though, pay attention to your day. You could have parked in a parking garage today and paid money, but it's a holiday. So today's free parking on the street. Sundays, always free parking. Parking garages always cost. So always try to find your free parking, unless you don't care. And then by far, have at it. Hopefully I'm still coming through okay. So we're heading right here to Savannah Roasters. Oh, there must be something going on there today, because you got to pay to park. Again, $5. You can park on the road for free today, y'all. Happy Veterans Day to everyone. Yes, indeed. All right, we're heading into Savannah Roasters. Sun is kind of coming out, so we will sit outside. Whew, getting our steps in today, y'all. See, all of these are azalea bushes. Have fun, Tina. Enjoy wearing your shirt. Yeah, we'll sit like right over here. Let's go get food. Let me put your face down so I'm protecting people's.
You seem like the kind of guy that enjoys talking.
Excuse me. No storm damage. I am going to the parade, yes. I usually walk anywhere between 2 and 5 miles, depending on the day. Keep tapping that screen. Let's see if we can get to 50,000 today. So they got lemon bars, yum. There is a parade tomorrow. It was supposed to be today, the Veterans Day parade, but due to Tropical Storm Nicole, they redid it for tomorrow at 9 a.m. So if you, there are signs up where you're not allowed to park. Absolutely, lots of weddings going on this weekend. This is Savannah Roasters.
Yeah.
Pavlova.
And how many does that fit? Oh, sweet. All right, I really appreciate that. I'm looking to get something with you guys in the near future. All right. Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, how are you? Good. Can I get a chicken biscuit with cheese for here and a large iced sweet tea, please?
Chicken biscuit for here.
Yeah, with cheese.
Cheddar or Swiss?
Cheddar, please.
And then you want an iced tea?
Yep, a large iced sweet tea.
What's the name?
Corey, Korri.
And it's for here?
Yep.
All right, you're gonna be number 29.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Are you ready to scan?
Not yet,
Okay.
sorry. I'm
You're
a little
good.
slow today.
All good.
All right, $9.89. Don't forget your number.
I won't. I tapped it, didn't like tapping.
All right, you're all good to go.
Thank you so much. Oh, wait, can I have some? Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna forget my number. Thanks. Yep, a chicken biscuit and a sweet tea. Yeah, it's called the Chippewa biscuit, actually.
Emily? Emily?
Oh,
Emily?
oh, fun, Alyssa.
Emily?
Oh, fun, Alyssa. Thank you. You too. Yeah, I guess a chicken. Yeah, I guess a chicken biscuit is a southern thing. I don't know. Is it? Thank you so much. Where I want to sit. So yeah, I guess it's a southern thing. We have Chick-fil-A. So, like, if you don't have a Chick-fil-A, I don't know what that is. That's the home of the original chicken biscuit and chicky sandwich. Alright, so got us a nice little table. Happy you guys were drooling over the food. Tap that screen. We will go for a cruise after this. Okay. What up? Yeah, chicken biscuits are life, man. They are the best. Got some sweet tea. City's already out and about cleaning up the mess. You can hear them. We're at 36,000 likes. So if you're new to our group, this is what we do each day. We walk for about an hour and a half, and then we take a break for breakfast and coffee at a local shop somewhere in Savannah. And then we go for a cruise with my hands-free set. I'll set you guys up and we drive various places, and I bring you guys along with me. Oh, that's awesome, Errol. That'll be fun. Hey, yeah, man. If you can keep up. So I walk on average 3 miles a day, but it's anywhere between 2 and 5. I never know where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do. I'm from here. I'm a local to Savannah. Morning, morning, morning. So we've had a slew of people today coming here. We're at 15.4, so we've gained well over 200 new people. We are going to go to the parade tomorrow, hopefully. That is, are you talking about the Kessler Armstrong house? We walked by there earlier. It's a former junior college. So now by Richard Kessler, hotel businessman. I don't know that name. So yeah, so we will go on, hopefully be at the parade tomorrow, watching. Number one tourist attraction here in Savannah. I mean, it's probably historic Savannah. Historic Savannah in general just brings the people. So yeah, that's probably the biggest. We got the air running still here. Yeah, they'll bring it out. They will bring it out. Maribel's is the only place I'll leave y'all unattended. Yeah. No problem, Harold. Yeah, again, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I take our lives each day, I download them and then upload them unedited. It's a lot of fun. Ooh, it is getting windy. Hey, that's what I used to do as a teacher. The worst kid would be in charge. Still having a little bit of wind gusts from the storm. Hold down my stuff. Oh, that's a big wind gust. Middle grades. Middle grades. So today has been an exciting morning of lives. Dang. I was hoping these people were going to try to parallel park. We always have fun sitting here watching people try to parallel park. Oh no. Why are you parking in the big old... Move forward. Scoot forward. You're blocked. No. They're blocking. Good job, though. I don't know if they realize that. I hope he's not getting out. Okay, good. He's backing up. I was like... We have more fun watching people park. Yeah, we had all the rain. It was awful. They are busy today though, because a lot of people have holidays. Like schools are closed here. It's a a federal holiday, so lots of people have off today here. Oh, thanks. So much today. I know. Thanks. 16 followers. You've got the Savannah International Airport. Dang, that Lyft driver just about got taken out by that Savannah van. They didn't check over their blind spot. That coffee roasters dude almost. Yeah, so we have Savannah International Airport, which is about 20-30 minutes from here, depending on traffic. Most of the time you have to fly through Atlanta to land here. We do have some direct flights, though, here to Savannah. Y'all keep tapping. Hey, how are you?
Hey, fantastic.
Yeah, so we're live 7 mornings a week. We hit over 8.
go.
Oh, thanks so much. Thank you. It is. It's great. All right, so here is the biscuit. Can y'all see it? There's the chicken biscuit. No, still no Mafia lady, which is interesting. She went a while. There was a season that she kind of went MIA for a while. So I'm not necessarily intrigued, but it is very good.
Look at that, Jim. Look at that. First of all, it's pathetic. It's 6,700 is my goal, which is terrible. Second of all, I reach early.
There is a pant in the gimbal. Yeah, next we're gonna go cruise. So y'all tap, follow. I know, was that funny or what? He was looking at his smartwatch when he said it. So I think he was talking about his steps. There's wind gusts that keep coming through. It feels great though outside. Oh, did it get up there already? No, it's not 12 months, Mary. It really isn't, but more than less. No problem. Yeah, I mean, she brought some powerful punches of rain. Bye, Holly. Same here, Ag. Post storm.
Fine, bro. Tomorrow you can try ice cream today. Ya, no, tienen que venir y no dejarme desamparado, pues.
Okay, next we're gonna go drive. Let's take a poll. Okay, so the poll's gonna be smiley face. Hold up. Smiley face is gonna be cemetery. We'll go drive around the cemetery. Sad face will drive around the city, like the squares and stuff. So smiley face, cemetery, sad face, squares, and whatnot. Smiley face, cemetery, sad face, squares, and whatnot. Oh, the squares and whatnot seem to be overwhelmingly winning. I wasn't walking it, driving it. Looks like, got a few more seconds.
Soda water or something? No, I'm fine, thanks.
Ken, you always vote Target. No, we just went to Bonaventure the other day. Alright, squares and stuff it is. No, because people get sassy when that's the thing. I don't like to take y'all to Target. People get sassy on my live when I go to Target. And it gets on my nerves. Target was not an option. I have tons of them L posted with ribbon. I mean, like if you don't subscribe to my YouTube, go over there and I'm going to Bass Pro Shop. And we're not doing shopping today, Kim. Shopping means I want to buy stuff and I don't have money to do stuff. Yep, I want. Exactly. Lots of people out today. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sit with Alyssa Kim. Learn the ways. Alright. So, take me a minute. Ooh, and here comes the rain. That was a good, timely moment of raindrops on my face. Oh, we did that time perfect. All right, close your eyes if you get seasick because you're going to swirl for a minute. Whee! We did that time perfect. All right, close your eyes if you get seasick because you're going to swirl for a minute. Whee! Whee! Oh. Yep, I did eat. All right. We about to be rolling again. We're going to be rolling. We hating. So y'all tap while I get y'all set up. Again, if you've never followed me before, hello, my name is Corey. I'm a local to Savannah. I go live 7 days a week. So we start off with about a 3-mile walk through Savannah or wherever we go. Then we head out to have breakfast somewhere out there. You just never know where. Then we go through a hands-free cruise somewhere out there. You just don't know where. So it's always an adventure. Even when I start driving, I don't know where we're going to go. It's always an adventure. We will be hands-free driving. So again, I put you guys set up in a hands-free set. I don't touch my phone while I'm cruising. It does take me let me tell them. Hold on. These people are about to pay the park. Let me tell them. Ma'am, it's a holiday today. You don't have to pay to park. Yep. Sorry, she's about to give those meters some money she didn't need to give. I was like, stop it. Don't feed the meters. Yeah, we do have to save for the people in the back. Because you guys gonna have one that's gonna ruin it every ding dang time. Gotta help the peeps out. Look, I pay enough for parking for everybody here every ding dang day. Depends. Sunday, yes. Sunday is always free. Well, if you have the app, or if you actually go on the website, it tells you. But sometimes these meters don't set right, and I'm like, you don't have to park. And then they were going to sit there and try to figure it out, and I was like, let me just save them time. Sometimes the meters are set. So Sundays are free. Certain areas on Saturday are free. It just varies on where. It is always free on Sunday because we are part of the Bible Belt. Okay. But it happened to be free today because it was Veterans Day. And with that, there was supposed to be a parade. It is a federal holiday. Y'all are gonna fly as soon as I start driving. Hold on. It is a federal holiday. Y'all are gonna fly as soon as I start driving. Hold on. Y'all are gonna fly as soon as I start driving. Hold on. Y'all aren't touching the ground as though you should. Usually you're touching. Oh, I know what the problem is. All right. Have you all almost set up perfectly? All right, we're set up. Here's how this works. This is a hands-free set. I do not touch my phone while I'm driving. I have conversation as we're driving. I'll point out things. If you fall over, which you usually do at least one time in our live. If you catapult over, I do pull over, stop, and readdress. On occasion, I will stop as well to answer questions. My moderators in the chat will also answer as many questions as they physically can. Here we go. Let's go make a complete U-turn illegally in a square. All right, it is a little rainy. It is starting to rain. Perfect timing. We be rolling, we hating. Thanks for the tiny diny. And rock and roll, here we go. Yep. Start with a wham bam. Oh, that trolley's pretty full though. Should be a busy weekend because it is a holiday weekend for a lot. Thanks for the tiny dinies. It should be, though, definitely a pretty hopping weekend down here because it's a holiday weekend for a lot of people. So you got a 3-day weekend. And then we always kind of see influx of up north the more we see visitors. Because like people are like, I don't want to be in my town of coldness. I would like to be somewhere that is warm. And so they come to Savannah. Hopefully the setup on the camera is good. Let me know if the setup is good real quick. Let me pull over and you tell me if we're set up pretty good. Is the setup okay, guys? Because sometimes y'all tell me it's blurry, and I'm like, I don't know if it is or not. We're good. Okay. Awesome. Here we go. We be rolling. Because sometimes it's like blurry on y'all's end, which I don't really know why. But it's not on mine, and it's the whole thing. And then y'all are like, it's blurry, it's blurry. And I'm like, I don't know why it's blurry. Yeah, the trolleys are definitely picking up. I think people were waiting because they said the later in the day it got, the more like the weather was going to get better. So I think people were kind of like chilling out this morning to see what was going to happen. But now it's getting, I mean, it's still kind of cloudy-ish, But they said after 1, it's supposed to start getting sunnier. Hold on. Gotta pull over. I think I'm gonna unplug the charger. Some days it works with you plugged in, other days not so much. All right, I'm stopping my car. Cooperate today, so we're gonna take the charger off. Let me get you guys reset up without the charger now. Stand by, por favor. Okay. Because now I got to reset you up because you're not as high as you were in the sky. So I got to get you set up differently now because I took the ding dang charger off. Ugh. There has to be a better way. I don't know what that better way is, but there has to be a better way. With the charger on, to tell you the truth. With the charger on, to tell you the truth. Just close your eyes if you're getting wally up. Guess it does better with just plugged in. My car stopped. Text amongst yourself, tap the screen amongst yourself, do all the things amongst yourself. So that in return, we can be rolling in a minute. Are you situated? I think so. Let me see. Oh no! You can tell a storm came through though, and you know how I know? It's because the Wi-Fi has been kind of fickle today. So that's how I know. Okay, I think we're situated. All right. It is pretty though, isn't it? All right, here we go again. Let's see how far we get this time. Some days you're, set in gold. Like some days it doesn't wobble, it doesn't do anything. Other days, ooh, those clouds look ominous. Other days, y'all wobble till you fobble. It's very interesting. Like yesterday, y'all were smooth sailing all day. It was kind of weird. Look at these clouds. I'm going around the bumpy square because I want y'all to see these clouds. Jesus. You gonna let me go or you going, dude? Because you came flying around that corner like nobody's business. Take you out, even though you have the right of way. Y'all, look at the clouds. Kind of looking a little ominous, aren't they? Are we good, everybody? Kim behaving? We're coming up now on Broughton Street. Broughton Street is a main thoroughfare of Savannah. Lots of shopping, restaurants, all the things. It will bring you up to City Market, which is another main thoroughfare of excitement here in Savannah. Hopefully we're still coming in okay. Y'all seem more stable now. We'll see. Tap that screen. We're at 40,000 likes. Can we get 10,000 more? Dang gummit. So many times. Maybe that's an invention I'm going to make about this hands-free set. I don't know what this dude's doing. I don't like it. Okay, so this is City Market. Shopping, restaurants, all the things. Home of Lady and Sons, Vinnie Van Gogh-Go's, Bird's Cookie Company. Lots of little clubs, bars, and stuff like that as well. At night, this become a popping location of interestingness. Hopefully I'm still coming through okay. And you're tapping that screen. People get super impatient coming around this square. So Lady and Sons coming up. And then we have Johnson Square, home of Gracie, coming up. Oh, the sun is starting to peek through. I love nothing more. Okay. Here's a rule of thumb. If you're parallel parking in Savannah, you need to put your blinker on because Savannah people ride people's butts. And so then you decide, oh, I'm going to parallel park right here. And then you start backing up and you have zero wiggle room to back up. There is a stop sign. I hope he's going to stop. Oh, I think I finally got y'all set up good because y'all are not wobbling at all. Make sure y'all are putting in chat too that this is a hands-free set, please. I don't know if we're coming through or what because I don't see chat moving at all. So I don't know if we're still active. Or if we're on a delay. A wicked delay at that. Because I am not seeing anything coming through right now. So hopefully you are with me. The clouds are looking a little ominous. Oh, some sauce. Yeah, those clouds are looking a little peakish, actually. Interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, my chat was like delayed or something. I don't know what was happening. Yeah, look at those clouds. They're looking a little ominous. Interesting. So again, this is the other side of City Market. You got Vinnie Van Gogh-Goh's, you've got Candy Kitchen, you've got all kind of different little places here. cruising with a hands-free set. Yes, indeed. We've got the Little Crayon Pie Society. We've got Club 21, which is where Lady Chablis used to perform with the blue awnings from Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. They do have a poster still up of her that pays homage to her. She passed away in 2016, but she was a big part of, if you saw Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, that was a big kind of part of it. And lots of people come to see and follow her. If you haven't followed me before, my name's Corey. I'm a local to Savannah. We go live 7 mornings a week, where we go on a morning walk first, then we have breakfast, then we do a cruise around with a hands-free set. It's always an adventure. Let's cruise down to River Street. Let's see what River Street looks like aftermath. It will most likely be extremely bumpy on River Street, but we'll make the best of it. And those clouds are looking a wee bit, but that is going towards South Carolina, so that makes sense because that storm is moving north. Those clouds are peakish looking. Dumb butt was turning around. Ooh, there's a tour bus. From Franklin, Tennessee. Oh, I wonder who is here tonight. Interesting. That's a nice bus, too. Who's in concert tonight in Savannah? Oh, they started decorating for Christmas down here. At least at Riverside. Because they've got garland and stuff. That's pretty. Garland and stuff. That's pretty. That's pretty. Because I say that because you have this little place right here on the right, this brick wall that does, it's called Saddlebags, and they do Country Stars sometimes. River Street today? No, we're not going to River Street. We already did our morning walk. We're just driving through it. Oh, they've decorated Plant Riverside. It's rather pretty. Thanks for the donut. This is River Street. We are driving down River Street. Cobblestones are actually cobblestones from all over the world that came in on the Bastles, and they were used here, which is kind of cool. Are y'all trying to cross? Are y'all trying to cross? Thanks for the donuts. So yeah, we're cruising on River Street. No, I'm not stopping or anything like that. I'm just rolling down. We'll be rolling, hating. Trolleys used to run down here like little trains, but no more. It is super bumpy today, y'all. I don't know if that's part of it's the wind. Let me let this dude who is riding my butt and so anticipating to go by. Let me let him just go by me. Because you want to ride my butt the whole time. So I'm going to ride yours now. Yeah, tap that screen. Try to get me to 50,000 would be fun today. Yeah, we've already done our walk. So now we already had breakfast. So now we're just kind of rolling around, looking at things, the aftermath. There's a lot of debris down from the storm. Oh no, where are you going, dude? He really should have somebody backing him up. I'm surprised they don't have somebody backing. Usually they have two drivers and then one driver will get out and direct them. Had a chicken biscuit and sweet tea from Savannah Roasters. Ooh, the boat, the free ferry boat, that joker would be bumpy today because this water's rough still. River Street's kind of hopping though. Oh, they must gonna be having a wedding in the reception area because it's pretty hopping. You got your Christmas shop. Having a wedding in the reception area because it's pretty hopping. You got your Christmas shop right here by the Savannah Visitor Center on River Street, right near the big river boat and the free ferry boat. You can actually take an elevator. Oh, they got it. Why do they have it blocked? Interesting. You can take a elevator up and down too. Thanks for the donut. Why are we stopped? What's happening? River Street's pretty hoppin' poppin' for this time of day. That's why I said today's gonna be hoppin'. This weekend you can just tell is gonna be a busy weekend for Savannah. Oh, there's Huey's coming up. Our lovely beignets. Beignets all day. Man, it's cool. You be eating those beignets out there, it'd be rather windy. Preparing for the weekend. On a weekend that they think it's going to be super busy on River Street, they typically do have fire trucks and stuff down here, just in case. Because you just never know. Yes, I know y'all are flipped up. I'm going to get you fixed. I'm going to stop the vehicle. Yes, we are at the candy shop. Yes, we are at the candy shop. right, ready again?
Because I
All right, here we go again. Now we're on the smooth part of River Street, where the cobblestones don't exist. Yeah, it is definitely far more busier down here than I would have expected it to be today. I will say that. It's definitely far more hopping. That means this weekend's just gonna be slammed. So like I said, there's multiple hotels on River Street you can stay at. At both ends, you've got a Marriott. In the middle, you have a Hyatt. And then you've got little local hotels as well, like the Bohemian, River Street Inn. So you've got a ton of places you can actually stay here on River Street. Most have elevators that will take you up to the main level. I don't know what they're building there. Whether it's, let's see, what's it look like? Oh! It's AC, another Marriott hotel right there. Wow. That's going to be a tight little hotel. 170 guest rooms. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All we need is another new hotel. Y'all, those wind gusts are picking up again. That's kind of weird. Because it was supposed to be getting less as the day went on. There's some pretty dang strong wind gusts. I'm kind of intrigued by it. Maybe it's the outer bands going, like the rest of the outer bands going through, you think? Oh, y'all keep just flipping over. It's the weirdest thing today. I'm like, what in the tarnations is happening? What in tarnations is happening, folks? This is Broughton Street. So we got some tapping people going on today. Trying to hit 50,000 during the live. Then we'd have two big goals would happen. We would have 50,000 likes while we were live in one live, and over 800 people at one point in the live. Those are two huge, huge things for me, guys. This may be the most new followers we've ever gotten either. I think after this we may go drive through Laurel Grove Cemetery, just because that's one that doesn't get a whole lot of attention. And I gave Bonaventure attention the other day. I feel like I should drive through Laurel Grove. Tap till your fingers cannot tap anymore. Crew parking. Say what? What's filming up over here? Oh, aren't they? Interesting. So I know that they are starting on the 12th, I believe. Isn't that today? No, that's tomorrow. They're supposed to start filming over here, somewhere around here, that May December movie. I'm so glad you found me. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Here's the Davenport. Whew, mercy. Kehoe House. But, like, haven't taken you guys. This is a pretty square. I love this house that I want to show you guys. It's called the Kehoe House. This square is kind of hopping. Kind of intrigued by it, too. This square is not typically a poppy-hoppy kind of square, you know? May, December with Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore, Charles Melton. They've been filming for a few weeks now. They should be getting toward the end of their filming season. This is one of my favorite houses. So this house right here, which is going to be, I'm going to find a parking place. I found a parking place. Let me park here because it's free parking, but I want to tell you about these two houses just because I love the two houses, and I'm going to park because it's free parking. So I'm going to today and get out and show you. Oh, hush. Okay. Actually, I don't even have to get out. I can show you. Because I've now stopped the car. It is in park, so I can hold my phone. Okay, so this house right here is the Kehoe House. It is a bed and breakfast. At one point, it was owned by Joe Namath. Kehoe family had a whole bunch of kids. There are rumors that are not true that said one day the mom went out and two of the kids were actually got into the, what are those called? Chimneys that got stuck and unalived. It's not true. There's no evidence to support that, but it is a story they love to tell. This house right here is the Davenport house. This is that house. Thank you guys. You're so amazing. Davenport house is the house I was telling you guys about earlier that the group of women band together because they were going to demolish. And they were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a historical landmark. You cannot demolish it. This is that's the house, the Davenport house. Interesting facts about this house. So Isaiah Davenport owned the house. He was a city alderman and he was an architect. He was responsible for a ton of the houses being built here. And when the Great Fire happened, he actually was responsible for the restructure of a number of houses. What's interesting for someone as notable as Isaiah Davenport was, you would think that there would be picture evidence of the man existing, right? There isn't. There's no evidence that he ever existed. No pictures of him. And don't tell me it's the time period because we have pictures of people before him. But there's no evidence or pictures of Isaiah Davenport. When he passed away, his wife took over. This became a boarding house. Lots of people that have yellow fever ended up living here. That's why they say this home is haunted. But interesting enough, the boarding house, when the wife had to basically take over the ownership of it, she had to go to the bank, and this is the house that the bank would stamp on the big papers. If you were a woman, it would say woman. Like, ooh, a woman's in charge of the finances. So that's all. That was interesting. But yeah, there is no pictures of Isaiah Davenport anywhere to be seen. This house right next to me was found in 1818. What is interesting about this? Right here between these two houses, even before the houses existed, were a gate. The gate into the city, because on the other side of the gate were where your cotton gins were, your factories, that's where your factory boats came in. All the things were on that side. So you had a gate here that let you into what was considered the city of Savannah. That is the Davenport house that still stands and was saved by those women who were like, hey, this is historical. please don't knock it down. And they formed the Historical Society of Savannah. And because of them, we have so many people to thank, so many buildings that would have probably been torn down had it not been for those ladies. Kehoe House, when built, the land they bought was $950. The house, when it was built, only cost $25,000 to build, which is interesting. Look at this house. $25,000 to build it. The house over Sherman's house where he wrote the letter to President Lincoln, that house when it was built was $94,000. Definitely smaller, but pretty crazy when you think of it. I mean, can you imagine how much that house is worth now? I would say that is multiple millions. It has changed ownership over the years. So Joe Namath owned it for a while. It was vacant for a while. Now it's owned by like a hotel company essentially to run it as a bed and breakfast. Yes, thank you so much for over the $50,000. But it's pretty, I mean, the house is beautiful. It is a bed and breakfast though. Isn't that pretty? That's one of my favorite places here. All right, let's keep moseying. Let me get you reset up. Stand by. I know that's an appealing view. We'll keep on moseying along, folks. As long as y'all aren't bored, I can keep on moving along. Ooh, I think I got you. Ooh, this might... Are y'all good? Y'all aren't blurry, right? I'm really intrigued at the wind gusts that are still coming through because that's pretty windy. All right, here we go. Today has been a huge day, guys. Like, thank you so very much. Like, today has just... What was that? I just heard a weird noise. I don't know what it was. Hold on, let me go see what that was. That was pretty weird. Today has been just monumental and for so many ways. I've hit so many goals today. I mean, at one point we had over 800 people in the live. Crazy. Over 200 new followers. We just hit over 50,000 likes while we're live. 3 subscribers away from 50 subscribers, which is another crazy, like, will be another insanely crazy moment to hit 50 subscribers. Like, there's just, it's insane. Every day it's more and more crazier of what's happening in these lives. And I am, you know, the days that I get frustrated that I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this. This isn't, I've got to start making money. I got to start doing this. Y'all always amaze me with the support and the just the continual encouragement that you give. Yeah, you never know. You just never know. I hit another live goal. I mean, like, it's crazy. Thank you so much. Well, it is my favorite part of the morning, too. All right, here we go again, folks. Let's keep moving along. Just wanted to take a minute to say just thank you. And if you ever stay at the Kehoe House, please let me know. I would love to go in there and meander around and look. I mean, look at that house. It's just massive, y'all. I'm telling you guys, I'm just shocked that the wind gusts are still... Because they said as we got closer to like 1 o'clock, it was supposed to clear out a lot. But it's kind of still a little... ugh. Alright, we'll be rolling. That's going to be my new jam. Every time we start moving, I'm going to be like, we be rolling. We hating. Gotta try to catch me riding dirty. This is a long live today, y'all. We've been live for 3 hours. Dang, these 3 guys have trucked it. These 3 guys walking across the street right now, they legit were on River Street when we drove by River Street. Holy moly. Those dudes booked it. Thanks for the paper cranes. Oh my Lanta. Those guys for real. Like, y'all don't realize how far they just walked. We're here. We're here. Hopefully you are seeing like not just the sky and seeing kind of the roads. Because I can't really tell what you're seeing. Man, those guys must have hightailed it. Like, for real. Because they were all the way down on River Street. Which means they had to come up River Street and walk about 4 to 5 blocks. I mean, that's pretty cray-cray. They were like, it's raining, we going. We YOLOing it. That's going to be my new life song. We be rolling, we hating. They walking dirty for real. Okay, here we go. We be rolling again. Look, if I were outside right now. Okay, that's good. If I were outside right now, I'd be getting roasty wet. Because, I mean, it's starting to get... It's worse than it was when I started the walk this morning. This is Troop Square with Fox and Fig, which so many of you admire. Here is the church that James Pierpont wrote Jingle Bells. He is buried over at Laurel Grove Cemetery. They may have those cemetery gates closed today because with the weather, you never know. Yes, I am driving with a hands-free set. I'm not touching my phone. I'm just talking to you guys. Let's go this way. I think it's pretty. I wish they would set up a way in Savannah because these houses are so pretty and these streets are so pretty, but it just, all the cars that park on the road, I wish there were a way to put them behind the houses. And that's not where I'm at today. That's on Wilmington Island. We have driven by her house before. But that's like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes from where I'm at. Not on my agenda today. But it's just interesting because I'm like, these roads and stuff are so pretty and these streets and the houses. Like, take the cars and put them somewhere. Like, have an alleyway they park at behind. That's my biggest grievance. Like, look how pretty this would be. Like, right here. Look how pretty this would be without all the cars. Yeah, so the thing about the celebrities, this is how this works, because we have a bunch of them here. I will drive by ones that are gated and I know have a lot of security. Paula Dean's one of them. We have turned around in her driveway before. By default, like, we just had to. It just was, but she's very gated with the security and everything, so I wasn't concerned about that. Sandra Bullock's another house. Ty Pennington, I know where his house is. Adam Sandler, I know where his place is. Won't show you. Because it's just a freestanding home in historic Savannah. So, yeah, I try to protect the celebrities. Everybody knows. Paula Dean's house is public. Like, everybody knows where that is. Like, you can look it up, and there's pictures everywhere. It's kind of funny. But, like, the other big A-lister celebrities, yeah, we try to protect them. Oh, there's the Amethyst house. I love the Amethyst house. It's such a pretty house. Like, I wouldn't want people driving by my house all the time. But we just happened to have to turn around one day. And I was like, oh, look, we're going to turn around in Paula Dean's driveway. Yeah, that is my thought on, like, if it's gated and I drive by it, I show you. Simply to the fact that it's gated. That offers those people a level of different protection. Where the celebrities that live here that have a place that aren't gated, that just opens the avenue. They live here. They have a right to their privacy just as much as anybody else does. So, like, Sandra Bullock's house has now been sold. She doesn't live there anymore. So we've driven by and looked, and I've shown y'all and all of that, because she doesn't live there anymore. If we were out and about and I saw one of them, I'd look, oh, there's Adam Sandler, or there's so-and-so. But I never want to be that person that's, like, creepy weird. Right? Like, you don't want to be the creepy person. In my opinion. Because they're going to start closing these roads off for the parade tomorrow already. A lot of these celebrities become locals here. Like, they become those kind of established locals that live here. They're out and about. They're part of the community. And, you know, that's kind of cool in my opinion. Like, that they love Savannah so much to live here. I mean, that's just my opinion. Now, there are other people that will stream all day, and they will say, here is his house. Here is so-and-so's house. And I'm like, mad props to you. If that's your choice. That's what you want to do. Yeah. I have. Yeah, I see Paula all the time. Miss Paula, I grew up on the island Miss Paula lives on, so she was kind of a staple of the island. Like, I used to trick-or-treat at her house. If I saw her out, went up to her, yes, she would know me. Like, so that to me, there's Kessler Armstrong house again. So yes, you will see different celebrities out and about. Most of them blend in. Oddly, what's kind of funny is most of them, the vast majority of them, blend in. Like that day we were at the coffee shop and Julianne Moore walked in front of us, and I was like, oh, look, that was Julianne Moore. She had a baseball cap on, a jacket, blue jeans, like, no makeup. She blended in remarkably well. So most of them just kind of blend. Adam Sandler blends in wherever he goes. He wears the baggy shorts and the baseball cap, and so yeah. I just try to think, you know, if I were of that status, yes, there's a time that I am that person where I know people are going to be like, oh, can I take a picture? Can I get an autograph? Can I do yada, 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 right? But then there's a time where you're like, golly, at what point can you just be you? Like, do you ever have that point? In my opinion. Look at these beautiful trees. See, this road right here. Beautiful houses, beautiful trees, no cars parked on the road. So don't tell me it's not possible, Savannah. It is. You just have to think it through. Like, it is 100% possible. I always tell the story like Jamie Lee Curtis when she was here filming the last Halloween movie. She stayed at the mansion at Forsyth, which is right on the other side of where we are. And she tells the story, so I figure if she tells the story, I too can say the story. Because she did it on all the morning talk shows. She stayed at the mansion at Forsyth while she was filming the last Halloween movie here, right? But she loved to come out with her dog and walk her dog all over Savannah. I mean, she was seen everywhere. But she thought, like, she would come over every day to Forsyth Park, walk her dog, spend time. It was beautiful weather. She thought she was being very inconspicuous. So she would go with baseball cap, sunglasses, and not think anything about it, right? So one day she was out walking her dog at Forsyth. Her dog needed to relieve itself, and she realized, oh no, I have forgotten doggy bags. So she's like trying to figure out what to do because she didn't want to just leave the dog mess there. So she was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. She said, and this lady comes up. She goes, Mrs. Curtis, do you need a doggy bag? And she said she was so thrown aback. And she goes, you know who I am? And the lady goes, and she said, I had noticed this group of people had been at the park every day. And we have locals that just hang out at the park every day and with groups, especially older people. And she goes, yeah, we've known who you were the whole time. She said, and here she thought she was doing this remarkable job. She said, but it just spoke volumes about Savannah people. How they, even though if she were in Hollywood or if she were somewhere else, people would have been like, oh, it's Jamie Lee Curtis, can I have a picture, have an autograph? She said that group had been there every day she'd gone to the park. She thought she was doing this phenomenal job disguising herself, when in all reality, she really wasn't. Everybody knew who she was. Nobody messed with her. Everybody was just like, it's Jamie Lee Curtis, cool. Like, live your life, ma'am. And I just thought, that speaks volumes. Volumes about the people of Savannah. I'm taking y'all around to show y'all something. That's why we're going this wally-out weird way. Because I thought it was really pretty. There's so much going on this weekend. It's absolutely crazy. It's going to be an insane weekend here. You can already feel the vibe of people that it's going to be bonkers this weekend. So yeah, Savannah just has its unique place and unique dynamic that's hard pressed to explain to people who don't live here. Everybody's carrying their umbrellas because you just don't ever know what you're going to see weather-wise today. So this is kind of cool coming up. This is American Legion. Which, sidebar, the American Legion has amazing food. It's one of the most quietest kept little local places. People are always asking me, like, what's a great place for locals? This is one of those places. It's the American Legion. You don't realize it's a restaurant. I'm going to stop driving for a second so I don't get sighted. Look at the American flag. How cool is that, y'all? Anyway. So, yeah. So, great little place. It's called Betty Balmer's. It is hamburgers, that kind of vibe. Sandwiches, burgers, fries, wings, milkshakes. Like, it's like a old, what you would think of like a 50s diner. So good. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Yeah, she tells that story when she was doing all the press for the movie. And she was going around and they were saying, the different filming locations. And she, if you go to her social media, man, she paid mad homage and respect to Savannah. Like I would not be surprised if in the near future we hear that she has purchased a home here. Because she loved Savannah. And she made sure everyone on her social media knew that. I had not ever seen her do that with, because I love Jamie Lee Curtis. My favorite movie, one of my favorite movies, is Christmas with the Cranks. And so I've always been loved Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's never paid homage like she did for Savannah. She just, And she posted pictures. She talked about the vibe and just what an amazing place it was. And so I would not be surprised to hear if Jamie Lee Curtis ends up getting a place here. In the Legion, yeah. Betty Bombers is in the American Legion. It's a local little place, hamburgers, vibe. Yeah, it's so good too. Like, a lot of people don't know about it, and because people don't come past that place, and they're like, oh, it's just an American Legion, and they don't realize that it's a little restaurant, and it's so ding dang good. Never been there. Check it out. It's good. We're just cruising around now. Yeah, Betty Bombers. This is a cool name, isn't it? Y'all by another place that gets a lot of attention, that I get asked all the time. If people email me about this is one building, it's called the Gingerbread House, that people are always asking me about, because it looks like a giant gingerbread house. We've been by there once before. Shocked at how cloudy and icky it is today, because they were saying it was supposed to clear up. So this is called the Starland District that we're coming up on. The free trolleys have actually just recently started bringing people all the touristy area. All the tours would literally stop right at Forsyth Park. Like, SCAD is all the way out here too. But now they're starting to do a whole revitalization, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's suddenly getting a whole bunch of attention. Foxy Loxy is located here, the coffee shop. Okay, so again, I'm stopping, not driving. This is at Bull and 36. Here is the gingerbread house. Yes, it looks like a giant gingerbread house. Foxy Loxy's is right next door. Yeah, so Foxy Loxy's is... Let me say this about people love Foxy Loxy's, but it is always super crowded. So it doesn't matter really when you go. The line is out the door, especially because it's set near a SCAD, one of the SCAD big buildings. So the SCAD kids come there, and it just is, I'm too impatient to stand in a line that long. I mean, let me just be straight up honest. I'm just too impatient. This is an area that's interesting. So growing up, this was kind of an area that was in a questionable part of town. It was frowned upon. Well, now it's going through this revitalization, and at times you can get houses here cheaper than like smack in the hub of historic Savannah. And so now the property values out here are going, like, if you can get a place here, get you a place here, because you're not far. You could walk to Forsyth Park, and your return is going to be huge. Yeah, your return on what you're gonna make out here because of the revitalization going on is gonna be massive. And they're beautiful homes. The difference is some of these homes need a little bit of work on the inside. But they are incredibly pretty. Lots of people moving out here. I mean, they're massive. But it was always kind of frowned upon over here. But now, I mean, like, look at this, y'all. I'm going to stop the car again because nobody's behind me. Look. Thanks for the follow, Glitter. I mean, how pretty is that? It's just a cousin based on the... Ooh, y'all just shot off of there. It is a cousin of the pineapple based on the seedlings of it. Hold on, I gotta get y'all reset back up. Hold up. I know, we've been live long time today. I'm not driving. The car's stopped. I'm just gotta get y'all reset. But these houses, I met somebody recently. She had just bought a house out here, and she was like, some people are making faces when they find out that I bought a house. And I was like, well, if you're old Savannah, this used to be kind of a sketchy area to live, but they're going through this crazy revitalization. And so now, what used to be not the best part of town, you buy into now and sit on it for about 10 years, you are going to be hitting a nice little landmine, in my opinion. And that's what all the agents are saying too. Like, these areas that used to be bad are considered sketchy. The houses are... But you can still walk down to Forsyth Park. I mean, just saying. They're beautiful homes still to this day. I mean, you got beautiful homes. They're beautiful homes still to this day. I mean, you got beautiful homes. For what it's worth. But I told her, because she's like, what do you... in the next few years is going to skyrocket. Because they're revitalizing this whole area. And here's the thing, with revitalization comes upgrade on property value. I saw somebody earlier ask me about taxes. The tax value, I mean, my home taxes have skyrocketed because of the demand of wanting to be in these areas. But you got to remember, this is, I mean, this area, there are buildings, offices, and stuff that literally have been around since the 1950s, or if not before then. So that revitalization is going to have to take place at some point, and now it is. And if you hit these houses correct, ding dang is what I have to say. Because you can sit on it for 10 years and then resell it. Whoo, you're going to make you a penny. A penny, you hear me? So, that's my opinion. Like I said, you can take it for what it's worth. My opinion is that if you can buy out here, ain't nothing wrong. Because you're going to make a whole lot, you're going to pay a whole lot less than you would smack in the center. Now, we looked at some houses out here recently when we were on a live. There are houses out there already going for the $1 million mark. And I'm going to tell you, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, those houses absolutely would not have gone for $1 million. That just tells you the turn in the economy there. Both of it. I think it's a little bit of both. The revitalization, because the city is pouring a ton into it to revitalize it, because it had pretty much become non-existent, that area. So I think you're going to look at a little bit of both. in my opinion. We're gonna hop through Laurel Grove Cemetery now. We are not getting out, we're just driving around. So Laurel Grove Cemetery was the third in burial grounds in Savannah. When structured, it was built and split in half. So on one side is where you have the North Laurel Grove, you get like a wealthy white man or his family to be buried here. So like a lot of famous Savannians are buried, and then on the other side would be everybody else was allowed to be buried. It's interesting because of the location of the cemetery, it is not one that the tours ever go to. Bonaventure is where they take everybody for tours. But this one has some of your more famous Savannians. This is where the Lowe family, like Julia Gordon Lowe, is buried for Girl Scouts. This is where James Pierpont for Jingle Bells is buried. This is where they have a whole like homage to the soldiers, to war heroes here. Who else is buried out here? There's a bunch. The Sorrell family from the old Sorrell Weed family is are out here. Trying to think who else. There's a bunch. Anyway, but when it comes to history of Savannah, this is a cemetery that, I mean, in my opinion, this cemetery should get all kind of accolades and attentions, but it doesn't, and it's kind of weird, in my opinion. So the order of burial or cemeteries in Savannah. First, you had Wright Square, which is one of the original 4 squares of Savannah. That's where your burials in the late 1700s took place. Then after Wright Square, you had Colonial Cemetery. So there's rumors that the cemetery got tore up by Union soldiers. Nobody can ever 100% confirm that to be absolutely accurate. But anyway, so Laurel Grove Cemetery was the second cemetery. Then Colonial Cemetery was the second cemetery. Then Laurel Grove, which is where we are, was your third cemetery. They ran out of room here, and they opened Bonaventure Cemetery, the city did. But it doesn't matter, and I've been out here a couple of times. There is never anybody here. It's always extremely odd to me because it is always very quiet. You don't have a lot. We could go to Bonaventure right now, and there would be people everywhere. Everywhere. That is not the case here at Laurel Grove. I mean, I've come on a random Saturday. I've come on what should be a busy day. I maybe will see 1 or 2 other people. It's a very odd dynamic. And then, so what happened when Bonaventure opened, families that had their family buried here or Colonial opted to have their families moved to Bonaventure for whatever reason, which is interesting. But it is interesting, like the Lowe family stayed here. That is crazy. Thank y'all so much for 60,000. That is insane. I'm not getting out here because it's wet and icky and gooey, but I am driving. Savannah is a very diverse. Yeah, I would say we are pretty diverse. But this is just a strange, interesting event here because you would think, like thousands. Dukes of Hazzard wasn't filmed here. Dukes of Hazzard was filmed in Covington, Georgia. So no Dukes of Hazzard. No, that wasn't filmed here. Dukes of Hazzard for one season was filmed in Covington, Georgia, about 4 hours from here. After that, it was never filmed in Georgia. This is Laurel Grove Cemetery, correct? Our third cemetery in ranking, or like creations of cemeteries. Because cemeteries, and like you'll see benches throughout, because cemeteries originally served as a park. That's where people would sit and hang out and spend time with their families and all the things. This one is a unique cemetery, though, for so many reasons. But again, not thanks for the roses. Covington does get a lot of attention. I used to live up there. When I wasn't living in Savannah, that is where we lived. Yep, it is. Savannah's diverse. Savannah has a dark history. That's the other thing, though. And people like to come in here and try to start ruckus. Savannah has a dark history. It's a southern city. It's one of the original southern cities. Because of that, we have a dark past. There's nothing anybody can do about that dark past. You can choose not to repeat it. That's all you can do. But yeah, this is just such a weird cemetery because it doesn't get a lot of attention that, in my opinion, it should get. Because, I mean, like, you've got so many notable historians of Savannah buried here. But you don't. It's a very strange thing. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. I have come out here multiple times. Doesn't matter when you come out here. Every time you come out here, there's nobody here. Like, I mean, there's 999 happy haunts here, but outside of that, there's not people walking around like you see on happy haunts here. But outside of that, there's not people walking around like you see. So, just an interesting vibe. If you come to Savannah, so just an interesting vibe. If you come to Savannah and you're like, hey, I want to do something unique. We are in a cemetery. We're in Laurel Grove. If you come to a cemetery, or if you come to Savannah, you're like, hey, I want to do something different. Bonaventure in Laurel Grove. If you come to a cemetery, or if you come to Savannah, you're like, hey, I want to do something different. Bonaventure is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Bonaventure is stunning, especially during the springtime. But come out to Laurel Grove. Laurel Grove is off the beaten path and is so beautiful. But come out to Laurel Grove. Laurel Grove is off the beaten path and is so beautiful. Today, it has been quite the marathon. We will be live again today, starting by 5:30. So what I'm going to do is end the live for the morning, because we have been live for a long time. And I'll be back about 5:30 later on today. So thank you guys so much for today. It has been amazing. Wow, what a day. So I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful 5 hours without me. Follow me if you haven't followed me. We will be on an adventure each and every day. I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.